All right, so in the initial video I did talking about two buildings within Colorado Springs looking to be used for ICE detention facilities, a few people in the comments were pointing out that there are other areas within Colorado. There were 6 other sites that they were looking at possibly expanding or adding to. A lot of you were pretty sure it was just building, and I didn't have sources on that, so I did some digging on it. I only found 2 news articles in the state, so this is not being widely recovered. CPR News, which is Colorado Public Radio News, is covering it, but I'm going to use an article from the Denver Post because I'm not familiar with CPR, but I am a little more familiar with Denver Post. And so here is the Denver Post article. You can find this article by that headline there, and that way you can track what I'm talking about. This article came out July 10th, so yesterday. So fairly recent in what's going on here with Colorado. So I've kind of zoomed to the relevant areas. I'm going to go ahead and cover myself real quick, pause to read. And then once you've got what you needed, you should be kind of up to date on the locations. That's the bullet pointed there. And then just to summarize this article a little bit for you, so they've been looking at doing these locations since February. And what they want, it says ICE wanted to add 850 to 950 new beds within 2 hours drive of either its Denver field office or its 10 satellite offices elsewhere in Colorado and Wyoming. So I'm trying to figure out what other facilities we have here, but we do have detention facilities in Colorado already, but these are different from what they're looking to do now. Not that those offices can't be converted. But looking here, I'm going to mispronounce this, and I do apologize. I'm referencing the items at the bottom. You should have paused to read prior. Wiferano, I think is how you pronounce that. County Correctional Center in Walsenburg in southern Colorado, which is owned by the private prison company Core Civic. According to the ACLU, the one-time state prison closed in 2010 had a capacity of 752 people, so they would be reclaiming that facility for use. The Cheyenne Mountain Center in Colorado Springs, that's one of the locations talked about before. We're not going to go over that again because we already know it's been closed since 2020. It is owned by the Geo Group. Hudson Correctional Facility, northeast of Denver, which is owned by the real estate investment trust Highlands REIT. It was previously a private prison, also run by Geo Group, according to the ACLU. And then the former Boys Ranch facility in La Junta, owned by a Baptist group. The company has run migrant facilities elsewhere and faced allegations in Tennessee of sexual misconduct by staff there. A former skilled nursing facility in Colorado Springs, that's the other building here. It is owned by the Baptist group. So these are not federally owned, they're private owned, and those private companies are probably going to have no problem selling us out. Keep in mind that Baptist group was also referenced before in the former Boys Ranch for sexual allegations. And then another site in Walsenburg owned by Apex Site Services, which builds temporary structures for the military and disaster relief. However, the company offered to construct a soft-sided facility at any location 20 acres or more from that is sufficient for ICE to make modifications to existing hard structures. That to me sounds like they're offering a tent city, much like in the Florida Everglades, or a building of some sort. So this company is okay with buildings. Keep that company in mind, Apex Site Services. Should probably be looking into them a little bit more. So that's the update I've got here for the 6 locations. Again, Colorado Public Radio News, or you can go to Denver Post. What we're reading from here is from the Denver Post. Let me know what comments you have below. Also, keep in mind we do have a facility within Aurora that is already there. It says that it has 128 general population beds. So if you guys know anything else you want me to talk about on this, let me know. I'm still pouring through trying to find what I can. I'll have more updates as they're available about what's going on. I do know for the 4 of the 6 locations, that excludes the 2 Colorado Springs locations, they've been talking about this since February. As far as the 2 locations here, this is fairly new. So we'll see what happens with this. If you're in these areas, La Junta, Walsenburg, Wiferano County, let me know if you know anything or if you didn't know anything. Please share this out, get it far and wide so people can be aware that this is coming to Colorado potentially. We need to be ahead of this so we can try to organize. What that looks like, I don't know. If you are somebody that organizes protests, that organize like the No Kings protest, and you want to do something like that, I wasn't involved in those. I'd like to be more involved. Please reach out to me, and I will see what I can do to help, to see what we can do to get traction on things before this becomes a thing. I'll have more information as available, guys. Thank you for watching.